And we are back, as promised, with our next guest, who has been fired from more radio stations probably than anybody else in the business today. He's also appeared in, I guess, a cult classic, a film called The Thing with Two Heads. And we're talking about Dick Wittington, who is the top morning man on KHJ Radio here in Los Angeles. It's nice to see you.
Thank you very much. Only on KHJ. The rest of the city, of course, there are other top morning men.
You know Jerry Seinfeld?
Yes,
Dick,
indeed. I'm a big fan of this young man.
Oh,
indeed.
He recently appeared at the
Punchline.
Punchline in Atlanta.
That's right, the
We
Punchline in Atlanta. Have you ever appeared there, Dick?
No, I haven't. No.
You really should.
Conventions, mostly.
Really?
Yeah. Mostly
You do conventions?
They have just morning man conventions?
Yes, just for early morning people, from 4 to 6.
There's coffee everywhere. Everyone's just exhausted.
How long, why, when we said you've been fired from more radio stations around, we say it kiddingly, but you've worked for a bunch of radio stations?
Yeah, I have. I didn't start out to be the most fired person, I suppose, in radio and television, etc. It just happens that way. I'm right and they're wrong, and they just don't see it my way.
You aren't one of these guys that locked yourself in the control room and decided to let go on the air.
No.
I work with people like that.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't do that. No. My own mother fired me. This is true. First job I had, I couldn't get anything else. I was a fighter at one time, and after that was over, I got my face badly battered up, etc. So my mother, I had no real desire to go into this business at all, and my mother hired me, I think just because she had to do something with it, because I was hanging around the house. And
hired you as what?
As an announcer. I was a gopher, and then I was an announcer, and then I...
Well, your mother owned a radio station.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought maybe she just hired you like to be your professional son.
But you're announcing there in the kitchen, dinner's ready, Dad's
This way to the living room.
Yeah, well, she fired me before I got to the radio station doing that. I didn't do that very well. That's how it all started. And the saga continued from that point on.
You owned your own radio station at one time.
A couple of them. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Still do, unfortunately.
Every announcer's dream.
Yeah. It's a drag to
you still have them?
Oh, yeah. The worst part of that is you got to put up with people like yourself. You don't realize that, and when you're...
That about wraps up the second, I guess.
There are all these young Dick Whittingtons around firing.
Right, it can be a problem at times.
Where are the stations?
Up in a place called Apple Valley. I have an interest in them. I don't own the majority interest, but I have an interest in them. Apple Valley's about an hour and a half away from Los Angeles, and about 4 centuries old.
Now, what did you? We were told that you play sometimes like maybe 6 records an hour.
Oh, nothing.
And you just no.
You 6
just
records in a
start
career.
Going?
6 records in my entire career I've played. Yeah, I talk and do things that are fun.
You've done some crazy things too.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
You led an attack. The People's Republic of Catalina.
Yeah, this was about the time of Vietnam. As you know, we lost that war, no matter what they're saying. And so I decided America needed a clear-cut victory in war, so I choreographed and wrote both sides of a war against the little island of Catalina, which is, as you know, 26 miles off the coast here of California. And we tap-danced our way into victory. About 250 troops, people that I recruited, dressed in the war of their choice.
And listeners?
Yeah. And we had a good time with that.
And they showed up? Dressed
in the war of their choice, whatever the war might have been that they thought was a great war.
What was your favorite war?
I dressed as MacArthur and Patton. I did the walk-on-water routine and slapped everybody before they got on the ship and did that the whole number. Had a good time with that one.
Have you done a lot of television?
Yeah, off and on, yes.
A show of your own?
Here in town a few times. I was on Laugh-In, the original Laugh-In. I was a writer on that and then performed on that. I was the one you wouldn't remember because that was a show with Goldie and, of course, Henry and Artie and
It's coming back out.
Yeah, the reruns. Yeah, I'll make some money. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
See, that's what you got to do is you get in a show like that that pops back after a few years.
I've been waiting for someone to tell me what I have to do. I have no idea what to do.
This is the man you talk to. Dick's done it.
No, he'll do it. It's going to happen for him very soon, yeah. No. John Travolta's getting old. And let's face it, the world needs a Jewish John Travolta, and we got him right here.
There is a resemblance.
There is tremendous resemblance, yeah. Yeah, and he's funny.
How many radio stations have you worked for? You have any idea?
No, I really don't. That's so exaggerated. I go with that, but that really is highly exaggerated. About 40.
You must have a heck of a resume.
This is not kind of the ones you just tuned in on.
Was it really 40?
No, it's been a lot. I have lasted. One time, I remember I went from on a bus from Philadelphia. I had no money whatsoever, just bus fare, from Philadelphia to Beckley, West Virginia.
Oh, gosh.
And I had the job for a hot whatever it was, $45, $50 a week, whatever that was. And I got down there. I had just written a letter. They didn't want an audition tape or anything like that. I got down there. It was a 12-hour ride on the bus, and I stood up the whole time. I got in, did the first shift when I got there with no sleep, and really screwed it up bad. Really bad. I couldn't pronounce anything. I was just punched out, just tired. I was fired.
You went on the air right after
Right away.
12 hours on a
in
bus?
Beckley, West Virginia, at that time, you did that. I was fired within 2 hours. I mean, the guy was very apologetic. He gave me enough money to eat. I had my return bus ticket, and I was back on that bus, not that same one, but another bus, within 4 hours from the time that I had arrived in Beckley, West Virginia.
The shortest job.
Yes, indeed.
That's
You
funny.
bought a return ticket going down
yeah.
because you had
At
a
least, yeah,
feeling,
you just had planned
I know.
ahead on a round-trip ticket.
Oh, yeah, I knew.
Okay, thanks for being with us.
Thank you
Dick
very much.
Whittington,
Thank you.
KHJ.
Thank you.
And, of course, this guy, Jerry.
Hey.
Will be opening in Portland soon. Now, we got